Alright, what's up girls and boys? What's up internet? I am Vianca and welcome to episode 3 of our Let's Play Long Play walkthrough / guide for 100% achievements and trophies for Persona 3 Reload. That is such a long title. Anyways, when we stopped off the last time, Minato rather, has awakened to his own persona, and we've got to see that awesome persona moment as he did so. So this is the aftermath of our first mandatory battle. So let's begin. My head is getting clearer. And also, it's been explained to us by Igor what personas are. I can feel someone's presence beside me. Yeah, we're at the hospital with Yukari.
How do you feel?
Why are you here? Sounds so rude after she just waited for you to wake up. So, where am I? Even though it's quite obvious where you are.
Finally woke up. Oh, this is Natsumiii Memorial Hospital. It's just a short walk from the station. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong. He said you were just exhausted.
So yeah, this is the moment when Yukari and Minato began to get close to one another. You know, where Yukari began to treat Minato as a friend. So let's go with what were those things? Option.
They're what we're fighting against. And that power you used, we call it persona. Don't worry, we'll explain everything.
Like, I'm also curious, how did they know that to call it persona? Because who told them, right? For us, it was Igor who told us it was persona. So I feel like I really missed that part where the persona is actually the one who told us that they're called personas or something. I kind of relate to you. Like, I can kind of, excuse me? I can kind of relate to you, I mean. What do you mean? So she's gonna start to open to us about herself a little bit and her reason for staying in Iwatorai and Natsumiii Port Island, and also why she's a member of SEAS. So if you guys are unaware at this point, SEAS is the name of the group that we will be working under. Essentially, they're the investigation team of Persona 4 and the Phantom Thieves of Persona 5.
Well, I'm hoping if I stick around long enough, I'll find out more about it. That's why I'm going to Gekukan High. And why I was there when this happened to you.
So, you guys saw, we stopped when it was April 9th, and now look at the date. It's April 17th. That's how long our character was knocked out at the hospital. I was scared too.
Really? But still, sorry for telling you all.
Because again,
you opened your eyes. While I was waiting, I've been hiding.
It's impossible for him to have a timid personality in terms of his courage stat and not feel afraid of that. Like the dorm, you being awakened by a loud explosion, the dorm being attacked by things you don't know, seeing that gigantic monster thing coming right at you and somebody who lives with you, and then them being, you know, slapped away and you not feeling fear of any kind. I don't think you're timid if you don't feel fear like that. Oh, welcome back. I gotta say, I'm so relieved now that you're out of the hospital. Don't push yourself though. Do you want to get some rest? Don't worry, your room's safe now. So yeah, let's talk to Yukari. Kirijo Senpai said she'll be late today. I guess she's processing some paperwork for you. Hey, try not to overdo it at school tomorrow, okay? Okay, so we don't, again, have anything else to do, so let's go back. We can actually just do this. Your room, but I like walking back to the room for now. Alright, so what can you expect for today's episode? Well, we'll be getting Tartarus tutorial today. Yo, long time no see. What's up? Did you have an upset stomach or something? Anyways, I got something to tell ya. What happened?
Get a load of this.
Actually... Oh wait, I'm not supposed to spill. Sorry man, forget you heard anything. Yeah, we'll learn eventually. Like in a couple of minutes, we'll learn what that secret is. Sheesh, someone's full of energy today. I could hear you from all the way over there. Huh? You two didn't come to school together even though you're in the same dorm?
Are you stupid or something?
I've heard enough about that. Anyway, Arisato-kun, are you feeling better? Sorry to hit you with this so soon after you've recovered, but the chairman wants to talk to you today. Head to the dorm after school and come up to the 4th floor. Don't forget, okay?
What?
Hold up, why are you being called out by the chairman? What the heck did you do?
It's not like that.
It's nothing serious. Come on, we're gonna be late if we just stand around here talking.
We call
Okay, another school class quiz is coming up. Anyway, that's enough about mammoths. I don't see the big deal. I like mammoths. They're just huge elephants. No, they're not just huge elephants. Well, that wraps it up for the Stone Age. I'm getting tired of these lessons about fossils. I'd rather talk about the Sengoku era. Japanese history is not exciting enough until then. But it's what I'm paid to do, so here we are. It's not easy being an adult. Next is the Jomon period. When do the samurai get their day in the sun? I'll just ask a question at random and call it a day. Arisato-kun. The places where people dump their waste in the Jomon period. What are they called nowadays? The answer here is the second option. Middens? Is that how you pronounce it? It's middens. So pick that. That's right, they're called middens. The word is Scandinavian in origin and means dunghill. That didn't work. Still not interested in this at all. What a teacher! Give this man an award. I want to get to the age of katanas. Everything else is so dull. I answered correctly. Everyone in class is looking at me with respect, so that nets us a point up in charm. Right there. So yeah, more cutscenes. More cutscenes await us.
Hey, wanna walk home together?
Yeah, sure, why not? It's like that, like we have any choice on that, because regardless of what you choose, you'll still end up walking with Yukari home today.
Let me make it up to you. Come on, let's go. Home safe.
Like it's a big chunk of the game is all about the
Glad
cutscenes.
you're feeling okay now. Well, I guess I'll head up first.
Yeah, so she'll drop us off in our room,
Morning, meet me on the 4th
and
floor.
then
The chairman should be waiting for us.
I believe this is the day where we get, it doesn't say so in my notes, but this is the day where we get our first, there it is, a shiny thing. That's called a Twilight Shard, right? What's that thing shining on my bed? A Twilight Fragment, rather. I keep calling it the Twilight Shard. I haven't seen anything like this before. I should hold on to it for now. Yeah, I haven't either. I think this is the first time it makes an appearance in a Persona game. But anyways, you can find a lot of those in different places. You can find some here in the world around you, or you can also find them anyways, I'll go to the 4th floor. Let's go to the 4th floor. You can also find them. There you are. Talk to Yukari right here. Come on, they're waiting for you inside. So yeah, Twilight Fragments. You can also find them in Tartarus. If you attack, you're gonna see this sort of frozen shadows that have blue cores in them. If you destroy those, you're gonna get Twilight Fragments. And lastly, you can get Twilight Fragments from Elizabeth after you've ranked up and unlocked social links. So there's a trophy for getting all of the Twilight Fragments that are hidden in the Iwatoda in Paulownia Mall, Yeah, you can get all of those in Tatsumi Port Island. You're gonna get a I wouldn't believe it. You're gonna get a trophy for that, and also for opening, if I remember correctly, it's for opening a treasure chest that uses them, and also for using up 50, I think, shards or fragments.
Didn't it feel like you'd stepped into a different
Yeah, so just pick them up whenever you can. Talk to Elizabeth whenever you can, and also get the fragments that we will be picking up in a bit.
People simply aren't cognizant of.
Let's see if we can squeeze that in
At midnight.
in today's episode. I'm gonna show there are 17 Twilight fragments
Since they're all sleeping inside their coffins.
hidden around
Dark hour, so interesting.
town, and we can get 15 of them right now.
They only appear during the dark hour and attack any.
Because one is hidden behind the club in Polonia Mall, and then another is hidden in the rooftop of the dorm, and we can't go to the rooftop until we've unlocked another party member, and also the ability to plant seeds at the rooftop.
Specialized extracurricular.
Yeah, now they're explaining about SEES, Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad. That's what it stands for.
Club. But in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the shadows. Mitsuru Kirijokun is the leader, and I'm the club advisor.
A shadow feeds on the mind of its prey. The victim becomes a living corpse.
Apathy syndrome. I'm sure you've heard of it. We sometimes refer to those who suffer from this as the lost.
They're responsible for most of the incidents on the news.
So yeah, they're just dumping off the info on us right now. So how do you fight them?
Although rare, there are those who can function during the dark hour. Some may even awaken to a power that enables them to fight shadows. That's known as persona, the power you called upon the other night.
Yeah, and how did they know
Defeated by persona.
that's what they're called? Or is it the other way around? Instead of just Igor actually being the one to dub them personas, or, well, Philemon dubbing them personas, is it because people started calling them personas that, you know, the collective unconscious and all that,
We've prepared
and
for you.
that's just what they
I'd
are.
like you to lend us your
That's what they're called now, personas. So yeah, just go with all right. It doesn't really matter.
Afraid you'd say no. I'm glad to hear you're on board.
They will force you into this.
Oh, I almost forgot. About your room assignment. Why don't you just stay in the room you have now? I don't know what the holdup is, but I guess it worked out in the end.
Hold up. But wasn't that...
Yeah, it was all Ikutsuki's doing. That's why we're in the dorm still and not in wherever it is we're actually supposed to live during the school year. So yeah, we've joined SEES and we've unlocked our first social link.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Fool Arcana.
So yeah, every time you unlock a social link, this is gonna play. So right now we got the Fool Arcana social link in the form of the SEES team. I feel my inner strength growing. I recall what Igor said about the power of social links.
Well, that's all for today. I'll follow up with you regarding our club activities later on.
Yeah,
I apologize for
that was a tutorial about the glossary.
Tomorrow is Sunday.
You can find it in the options menu.
Shall weekend?
Press triangle or whatever equivalent.
You know, because
X
it's
on
the weekend. Shall
Xbox is X. It's Y for, Or is it Y for Xbox, X for Switch? The bottom and the top. That's what it is. Dark Hour will be visited by...
Hi.
The mysterious boy. Really, no reaction whatsoever. Let's go with how do you get in here?
I'm always by your side. Soon, the end will come. I remembered.
Yeah,
So I thought
just
I could tell you.
dropping ominous bombs right here. The end?
It's
I
the
never
end
picked
of-
the I don't care
To
option.
be honest, I don't really know much about it.
Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but the mysterious boy,
Power.
his voice is different as well.
It is a power that takes many forms, yet is bound by none.
I actually like
Salvation.
the voices we have right here in
Do you remember
Reload.
when we first met? I expect you to honor your commitment. I'm always watching you, even if you forget about me. Okay then. See you later.
And the thing about, I feel like JRPGs in general, since we're talking about voice acting, the thing about them is that you can tell what alignment. Hey, you in there? Hold that thought. Looks like I slept till nighttime.
If you are, could you come downstairs? Sonata Senpai's calling for us.
So yeah, anyways, as I was saying, when it comes to JRPGs and voice acting, you can tell if you're really good at listening. You can tell if there's like a mysterious character who they'll end up being. Like you can sort of predict the twist that they are trying to hide with it. Like if a character is masked or something, if there's a character that suddenly disappeared and another one appeared, you know, sort of like that. You can tell it by the voice acting because they don't really change much in terms of the voice acting. And if they're trying to like muffle the voice and trying to make it sound distorted, you can still pinpoint which voice or which character is behind that mask. It's usually the one with the loudest in the sound mixing, excuse me, or the sound mix voice. That's usually the case. But anyway, yeah, Junpei is now going to be living with us in the dorm, since he also has the potential to use a persona. So it's that's not really much of a spoiler, I think, since I've played the opening song thing before the start of the game, and also if you watch the trailers, then you would know. Yeah, even the cover, the game's cover, he's there. Like being confused and everyone didn't happen to me, which is true.
What's with the tough guy act?
Not a tough guy act, Junpei. So yeah, at the beginning, I don't really like Junpei all that much, but by the end, he is among my favorite characters.
I'm not the only one. Wouldn't really want to be doing this on my own. You gotta be.
I haven't actually met anyone who said that Junpei is their favorite character right off the bat, like from the beginning of the game, saying that Junpei's my favorite without actually playing through the entire game. Usually it's after playing the game. You are in the middle of the entire game, you realize that he has one of, I think, the best character arcs here in Persona 3.
You mean Tartarus?
Tartar sauce. What?
Tartar sauce.
That holds the key to understanding the Dark Hour. Or so we think.
The key.
The chairman will give us more details tomorrow night, so be ready.
So yeah, April 20 is gonna roll around, and this day is gonna be our Tartarus tutorial day. Yay! Yo, you ready to kick some ass? I'm so glad I was invited to join. Plus, the dorm's pretty cozy. But the best part is that we're the ones who can fight these enemies. You seem pretty gung-ho.
That's right.
Well, duh. Who wouldn't be stoked about fighting for justice? Though to be perfectly honest, I ain't got a single clue that what we're supposed to be doing. But I'm sure we'll figure it out. They did say that they'll explain everything. So yeah, Tartarus is like super fun to explore. And we're gonna be heading to that place in a bit.
Can I have a minute?
It's still gonna be pretty linear since we're only allowed to explore just one single floor, but considering what we've been doing for the past 2 episodes so far has just been going to school, going back to the dorm, watching cutscenes, and not being given that much freedom, this is a welcome distraction to all of that. Because we're actually gonna go and explore Tartarus and as much as we can. Like the first block of it, we're gonna complete it and the day after this one, April 21st, that's the perfect time to do this. But I'm not sure if we can. I don't think we can do it in today's episode. So in the next episode, we're gonna do a Tartarus visit as well.
They're probably waiting for us at the dorm, right? Let's hurry back.
He says, "Let's hurry back," but then he'll get distracted.
Finally made it. Can't believe the accident delayed our train so much. It's already dark out. Been happening a lot lately, though. People jumping onto the tracks. This apathy.
Like if I didn't know the timeline of events in the Persona games, I would have thought that that train accident would have fitted close to the Persona 5 train accident thing that happens at the beginning of the game, but it's not. Persona 5 happens way later in the timeline. What happens closely to Persona 3 is Persona 4. Like, I think it's either months or just close to a year kind of thing, if I remember correctly.
It's small rocks. So many places.
So yeah, he says earlier to go back to the dorm as soon as possible because everyone might be waiting for them. And then he gets distracted by food. So we'd better hurry off to the dorm. Hopefully, we'll have enough time.
Everyone's here.
To getting so many messages. But yeah, we'll have enough time to finish
Now, I'd like
the Tartarus. First foray into Tartarus, our Tartarus tutorial.
Kirijo-kun and Sanada-kun were the only Persona users we had, but that number has recently jumped to 5. So here's the plan. Starting tonight at
Ikutsuki is really good at counting.
exploring Tartarus.
Like, I don't understand why he needs to say that their number just jumped to 5. Like, it's obvious. That's all of them in the room right now, and all of them knows that.
I mean...
It's no surprise you haven't seen it. Tartarus only appears during the dark hour, after all.
Only during the dark hour?
Just like the shadows. Interesting, huh?
The goal of our club, Seize, is to fight those shadows. However, simply defeating shadows during the dark hour isn't enough. We must get to the root of the problem. We need to destroy the dark hour itself.
I don't really get it. Well, you're saying if we run around Tartarus, we can somehow get rid of the dark hour?
We don't know for certain. Sorry I can't give you a better answer. But investigating the mysteries of that tower is part of our job.
The bottom line is, we need more information. Everything we encounter there will be a vital clue for us.
The exploration of Tartarus is of utmost importance. Consider it our top priority. Our society, while remaining blissfully unaware of the shadows, is slowly but surely succumbing to their influence. I would go as far as to say that the fate of the world rests on the shoulders of you Persona users.
Like that line right there, I think that's one of the lines that really stoked Junpei's whole justice thing he has going for the first half of the game, or the first quarter of the game actually.
That place is like a nest of shadows, you know.
Whoa. Their nest, huh?
But Senpai, what about your injury?
Akihiko's still recovering from his wounds. He'll accompany us, but won't participate in the exploration.
Yeah, I know.
Aw, poor Akihiko.
Relax. Oh, Junpei's got...
Really wants to fight. Like, that's one of his defining features. In the beginning part of... Even throughout the end of the game, he sort of still wants to fight.
Since I can't summon a persona.
It's all about trying to prove his strength, trying to be stronger than he was before, because he doesn't want
We're here?
things to happen. Some things to happen again. Anyways, we're at school
What's going on? Why are we at school?
in Natsumiii Port
Wait
Island.
and see. It's almost midnight.
I don't really like. Look how Mitsuru looked at that animation. I don't know if they use the same studio to animate these anime cutscenes, but there are just some frames and moments during these cutscenes that really doesn't look good. I'm gonna be honest. Mitsuru! Anyways, it's kind of interesting, right? How a man-made island like Natsumiii Port Island would house Tartarus, would house the school that turns into Tartarus, right? That's interesting.
Everything will return to normal.
It's really interesting.
Nest you were talking about? But why? Why'd our school turn into a giant tower? You don't know either?
No.
I'm sure it's complicated.
Junpei really wasn't paying attention at all to what Ikutsuki was saying before. Like, Ikutsuki said that they don't really know much about Tartarus.
Exciting, huh?
So it's kind of a given that they would not know how it came to be. Why did the school turn into Tartarus? Again, a very big question.
Exploring it today.
It's part of one of the big mysteries of this game.
Keep reminding me.
So this is Tartarus. In any case, we decide to enter the tower. And enter the tower they did. Unfortunately, there is no cool transition in entering the tower. It's just boom, bam, like that. But in succeeding visits, it's actually the dark hour animation or transition that they use. Wow, it's just as crazy on the inside.
Sure is creepy, though.
This is only the entrance. The labyrinth lies beyond the doorway at the top of these stairs.
First, you need to get a feel for the place. Why don't the three of you go have a look around?
What? By ourselves?
We're not asking you to go very far. I'll help you navigate by feeding you information from here.
We'll also need to appoint a leader to make any necessary decisions.
A leader? Like, the captain of a pirate ship? I'm in! Me! Pick me!
You're in charge.
Like, I would like to play a Persona game where our character doesn't end up being in charge, like doesn't end up being a leader.
Fighting already.
I think that would provide an interesting dynamic instead of the usual that we get, that we know we're gonna be picked as the leader. There's no other option.
Can either of you summon your persona?
Like, there's no other way that this is gonna go. So we already know that we're gonna be the leader. So I would like to experience and play a Persona game, like a modern Persona game where we are not picked as the leader. I mean, how would that go?
I'm aware of that.
All right.
Because I find that to be
Are you ready?
like a really interesting thing to see. If, like, what if we're not the leader, but we have the wild card persona, and you get to go inside the Velvet Room again. But yeah, how would that be? Like, everything, it's always on a strange door is sitting in the corner of the lobby. It's always the wild card's shoulders that's carrying the fate of the world, right? Like, without the wild card, they won't get the very special arcana, whatever that arcana ends up being, because it's different in every game. But without the wild card, they won't be able to get that game-winning, world-saving arcana. So, what if, you know, like, we end up with a game that has our character, our wild card character, main character, that, you know, isn't the leader, and someone like Junpei becomes leader, like this Junpei that we have right now, who's all about justice and being picked as the leader. Like, how would that game go? How would the character's dynamic, the party's dynamic go along with that, you know?
Empty, but at the same time, holding infinite possibilities.
No, honestly, Persona is the game that made me think about this. That made me think about how, as Igor says, the number 0 holds so many possibilities.
Possibility before you.
Like, for me, I initially, like, my initial belief prior to playing Persona is that 0 is null. It has nothing. You know? And I never bothered to think of it in the way that Igor describes it, as having potential.
Once again, may you open the door.
Anyways, I played Persona Fez. That's the first Persona game that I've played. Persona 3 Fez. When I was a kid. And then I didn't like it at all. Like, I enjoyed it, but the story, I didn't like it at all. I think it's because the themes for this game, Persona 3, this title, it's mature for my age at the time. So I didn't appreciate it as much as I did when I replayed it. So nobody can see the door. Only the wild card sees the door. And also, I think a moment in the end of Persona 5, I think the other characters did see the door. But anyway, they don't see the door.
Have you been nodding off?
So yeah, I didn't appreciate Persona 3 until I played it again after, you know,
come on, let's go.
When I'm a bit older. Then yeah, I like the story of the game. I like the message and the theme of the game. The entrance to the labyrinth is at the top of the stairs. Whenever you feel ready to start, lead the way. So yeah, this episode's gonna get a little bit longer because I just want to finish the tutorial, the Tartarus tutorial in this episode. But before that, first off, this door, it leads to, again, the Velvet Room. This clock, we can't do anything about it right now because we need to use Twilight fragments in order to use this clock, which can help heal our characters. Now, in the original, in Fez and in Persona 3 Portable P3P, we can interact with this clock and it lets us save and it lets us heal, but we can't. You can talk to the characters here as well, and this giant device is going to be sort of an elevator to floors that we've unlocked the elevators to. Now we can save our game, heading to system and save data. We can save it here. We don't need to interact with the clock as we did in the originals or in Fez or in P3P, but I'm not gonna save for now. I have no reason to save. I'll save it later. Anyway, let's go to infiltrate Tartarus. I'm ready. There. I love what they did with Tartarus in this game. It's super creepy. The sound is super creepy. The floors, they are all super creepy. And if you end up stepping into like the red, wet spots on the ground, the sound it makes is bleh.
I'll be providing audio backup from here on out. Keep that in mind.
Wait, are you saying you can see this place from all the way out there?
It's my Persona's ability. The structure of Tartarus actually changes from day to day. I'd like to join you up there, but we need someone to provide outside support.
That's even more concerning.
Now, based on your current location, you can expect to encounter enemies at any time. They shouldn't be too tough, but proceed with caution. You'll get the hang of it as you go.
Right.
Got it. Why is she always like that?
Like, I find it weird the way Yukari suddenly says that, because you don't really get the feel that she doesn't have as much nice thoughts about Mitsuru as she did, you know? It just, it feels, when I first played it, it feels like it came out of nowhere. But anyways, right, let's begin.
Defeat all the shadows on that floor. I'll support you as much as I can, but it's...
So yeah, the map here, it updates as you go. And
hold on. There's a shadow up ahead.
Tartarus is pretty linear in the regard that there's only one way you could go. You only need to find the stairs to get to the next floor, and the next floor after that, and so forth. But you could still need that. You will still use the map because it's pretty useful. But hold on a second, I'll just fix something really quick. Okay, I'm back. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the map. Yeah, you're gonna use it eventually, because eventually the paths or the floors are gonna get confusing. But yeah, Tartarus is pretty linear. What else can I say? I think I can talk more about Tartarus later when we go to actually explore it. So for now, let's go ahead with the tutorial.
Let's start by going over how to attack shadows. When faced with an enemy, you have two.
So you only have to listen to what Mitsuru is gonna say.
Is to use your equipped weapon. The second option is to use your persona. But remember, every persona has its own strengths and weaknesses. Knowing how personas work will be crucial. Try summoning yours right now.
So this first enemy, it's gonna be weak to wind. So I would suggest holding off on using your persona.
Looks like I'm up. Girls, check this out.
Also, that summoning persona cutscene thing, it appears initially here, and then it will be a random occurring thing. Usually it appears when you hit an enemy with its weakness.
Oh yeah! How'd you like my persona ability?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Well done, Iori. Considering it was your first battle, you did well. Takeba too. You'll be fine. Don't be afraid to show what you can do.
Got it.
Good. Let's continue exploring.
Right, let's head on. Go here. That's the path we can go. Now,
another shadow up ahead. Let's get you more accustomed to...
Another battle tutorial.
All right, next, let's go over a...
So I think this one is about the one more.
Most enemies have an elemental affinity that they have low resistance to. Targeting weaknesses is one of the best ways to...
And also all-out attack.
Not only that, it can also knock enemies down. Knocking down an enemy creates an opening, letting you continue your offense.
Weaknesses, huh? Done. I'll show you how it's done.
Wait! Let me handle this one. Just point it to my head.
So there's nothing really you can do much in terms of controlling Junpei and Yukari at this point, because the tutorial is essentially just showing off what they can do. So I would, you know, after downing an enemy like that, I would have attacked a different enemy.
That's it, Takeba. You give it a try as well.
So again, this enemy is the same as the enemy we fought at the mandatory battle, the previous episode. Now it has 2 weaknesses. His weakness is slash and also fire.
You struck, keep that up and finish off the rest.
So yeah, I'm gonna list the enemy weaknesses in our next episode, since in the next episode we will be exploring Tartarus again, but this time without the limitation of just 1 floor. That's gonna be super fun, if not grindy.
Totally. I couldn't take my eyes off you.
Can you try not being a creep?
Great. Looks like everyone's gotten used to handling their personas. Leader, take note of each member's strengths and conduct.
Like, it's so weird looking at this cutscene right here in the character models. Like, the clothes look nice, but when it comes to the face, like, it's the face that does it for me. Anyway, let's see here. Can we go to stats now? Okay. So here, going to stats, if you press L1 or R1, it will change to tactics, and you can change how your party members react. So you can act freely. It means that the AI will control them. Full assault, also AI controlled. All of this is AI controlled, and with the exception of direct commands, which allows you to command your personas. I mean your party members. I always set them all to direct commands because it's much easier that way. Since if it's AI controlled, the attacks, it will depend on whether the success of the attacks. It will depend on whether you've uncovered the enemy's weakness or not. The heck, I found some kind of little box-looking thing.
Yes, boxes like those seem to be scattered all throughout.
Tutorial on treasure box. So yeah, even if, like, for example, if you encountered an enemy that you know is weak on electricity, but you haven't actually unlocked that electricity and that you haven't used an electric attack on it, so the basically Mitsuru doesn't know that it is weak to electricity, or it's not appearing that it's weak on electricity, then Junpei is not going to use his attacks, or not Junpei, but I think it's Akihiko who has attack, but he won't use that. So you might end up just wasting a turn or something.
Decide how to use it.
So yeah, treasure chests, they're scattered. Since Tartarus changes every time you visit, what chest you end up getting, it's random, and the location where you get them is also random.
Shadow detected.
So this is, I think the tutorial for this one is for the preemptive strikes.
Now's your chance. Try sneaking up on them from behind. Make sure you stay out of their field of vision.
So even though this is a Tartarus tutorial, Mitsuru doesn't really teach us everything. Like, as you will see in the next episode, she still has some things that she will end up teaching us as we travel through Tartarus.
First, go ahead and strike an enemy's weakness.
This is the all-out attack tutorial.
Data such as any enemy weaknesses you've identified. If you ever forget an enemy's affinities, just let me know and I'll get that data for you.
Yeah, you can press L1, you can see which attacks you've tried and which attacks the enemies are weak to, strong to, can drain, can reflect, stuff like that. Anyway, let's Agi this. That is so cool. Let's try to initiate an all-out attack.
That's when you perform an all-out attack.
An all-out attack?
It's a maneuver that engages the entire team in a coordinated assault when all enemies have been knocked down. Naturally, the enemy has no way of defending against this. It's one of the most reliable means of attack.
And it's also one of the attacks that we'll be frequently using against bosses, because it just eats up a chunk, like a large chunk of their health. Okay, let's go. This.
This is our chance. Let's
press X or confirm to go out and do the all-out attack, and that is just so cool. But when you see it repeatedly, it does get kind of old. And now, shuffle time. So shuffle time, it usually happens, from my experience, when you don't get attacked, you beat an enemy quickly, you do an all-out attack. Those increases your shuffle time. And in shuffle time, you can either choose to get an item, get healed, get a skill card, or you can get more experience points, get coins, lots of money, and also get personas like Apsaris right here. She has ice attacks on her, so very useful. Also, whenever Persona levels up, if you haven't played any Persona games before, they unlock skills. Now, the question mark underneath the skill name right there, the next skill, level 4, that means Orpheus will learn another skill at level 4. The question mark below that, depending on how many question marks there are, that's how many skills they'll end up learning.
How'd you like our all-out combo attack, you filthy shadows?
When I saw my opening, it's like my body just knew what to do.
How?
That was magnificent.
How did your body just know what to do?
As you grasp the flow of battle, you'll learn to coordinate with each other seamlessly. Let's apply what we've learned so far and continue exploring.
So now we have an option of just finding the staircase or exploring some more. Now, I would suggest exploring some more and getting all the items instead of just, you know, running back or finishing this entire tutorial.
I detect another shadow up ahead. Take advantage of what you just learned. Try not to alert the enemies who move.
Like, it doesn't matter if the enemy sees you, as long as you manage to attack it first like that, you will still get the advantage.
The basics of combat now, but the most important...
Just don't let them have the first attack on you. Like, don't let them attack you from behind or let them collide with you, and you're good. It will always be an advantage.
And try fighting on your own.
Alright, so now this is basically a fight that teaches us how to switch personas. I can feel a new potential within myself. Yeah. Change personas, just select persona and then press L1 or R1. So let's choose Asparis since Merciless Maya is weak ice.
Your persona just now. It looks like you really do have a special power.
I like how they react to things. Like, all the characters react to things like they're just taking it in strides. Shuffle time. Alright, so the cups, it will restore 50% of our maximum health. The wands will increase our experience. Coins will let us obtain money. And the swords in the originals, it used to be that they give us equipment, like weapons, but now they change it to just skill cards. So personally, I like choosing the coins and the wands, unless the swords provide like really good cards. Now, for now, I would choose coins because we would need around 40,000 yen for the next few days that we're gonna be playing. It's for increasing some stats, it's for doing some social links. You need money. You need money on those.
Was that?
Well, it looks like he has the ability to summon different personas. I suspected as much after the events from the other day, but now we know for sure. All right.
So yeah, she's saying it's a good place to stop. There's a device nearby that will teleport you back. Just look around for it. There should also be some stairs nearby, but I can't approve any more exploration right now. So we'll explore the upper floors next time. So yeah, we need to find that thing, but first head here. These are special treasure boxes. they require twilight fragments.
That treasure chest looks different from the one before.
To open, and you can tell how many fragments they need by that how many red circles it has.
The box can be unlocked by its own mechanism, but it needs something else to work during the dark hour.
The twilight fragment I found in my room seems to be reactive.
What's that you got there?
Yeah, let's just... That reaction, do you have a twilight fragment with you? Try holding it up to the treasure chest. So let's do right that. Let's open this special treasure chest. It will get us a Snuff Soul. So Snuff Soul is a healing item that replenishes your SP, which you need in order to use persona skills. Usually the magic-based ones. That was Twilight Fragment. They can be used on devices throughout Tartarus. You might find more in Tartarus or other locations with traces of shadows. If you come across any going forward, you'll want to take them. So yeah, you'll really want to save up on those Twilight Fragments, but don't be scared of using them if you find... let's go back here for a bit. So yeah, don't be scared of using them on treasure chests. I think this path leads to the stairs. I just like doing that.
Hey, I found some stairs.
Wait, we're looking for the teleporter, aren't we?
Exactly what Takeba said. Please prioritize getting back safely for now.
Alright, so let's go back to the teleporter. I just like completing the map. You don't actually have to do that, but you know, I'm a little OCD when it comes to that. I think it looks nice. Even though this area will change the next time we visit it. That's a teleporter. There's 2 types of teleporters in the game, which you guys will see in the next episode. Head back.
Welcome back. So, how was it?
It's no problem. Really, it wasn't. It's like a super easy
If you gained
jaunt.
That's the best thing you could have achieved.
Wow! I never knew I had that kind of power. But damn, why do I feel so exhausted?
Because you were bouncing around like a little kid.
You say that, but you look pretty tired yourself, Yucatan.
This is different.
Alright, so I'm gonna stop today's episode right after this cutscene. We'll start again on April 21, the next day.
I have to say that.
Where we have a lot of work cut out for us.
Than I expected.
And we just went overboard in terms of time for this episode, but I didn't want to separate this episode, I mean this traversal, this exploration, our first Tartarus exploration, our first the Tartarus tutorial essentially. So yeah, we'll end up getting another rank up on our social link right here for the full Arcana. The full social link Arcana. Just like Yukari and Junpei, I feel tired as well. I decided it would be best to return to my room and rest. Anyways, this is where I'm gonna stop for today. As I've said, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and you guys know the drill. Dream on, fly on. Bye bye for now. Keep safe, everyone. See you in the next episode.
We might be 80 and think about the difference.